Welcome to CheersPA Beer Tours. In this episode, we're exploring the Butler County Beer Circuit, where over a dozen breweries are spread out across the county just north of Pittsburgh. First up, we've landed in Mars. No, not the planet, but the small town of Mars, PA. Mars quickly grew as a favorite stop on the Butler Short Line, the electric trolley route that links Pittsburgh and Butler. Alien sightings occur directly in storefront windows, and you can even mail a postcard from Mars with a Mars, PA postmark from the local post office. Stick City Brewing Company may be in Mars, but their heart is closer to planet Earth. 1% of their brew sales goes directly to organizations supporting a greener planet. Let's meet the family behind the brews. We're in Mars, PA, about 20 minutes north of Pittsburgh, here at Stick City Brewing Company. So tell me a little bit about how you got started, like what got you all interested in making beer?
I guess that would be my dad. Started home brewing in the early 90s with Mom in the kitchen. We lived up in Butler.
We brewed in our kitchen and bottle conditioned, so it took 4 to 6 weeks before we could actually drink it.
Yep.
And I was not a beer drinker.
Cool. So what made you all decide to scale it up to a brewery? What was the transition from making beer in the kitchen to...
Yeah, it was probably,
every home brewer.
Yeah, Mom's right. Every home brewer that brews is like, oh, it'd be great to make this business. And then you really start looking into it and you're like, it's a lot of hard work and there's a lot of legal loopholes.
So this was a firehouse before?
It was a fire company, Yep. They built a beautiful facility just to the south of us here, along with a couple other of the local fire departments. So we're very fortunate to have such a presence of emergency services here for sure.
Cool. So Stick City, what does Stick City mean? What is the inspiration behind the name?
That was something Dad came up with. Mom and Dad both grew up out in the more rural part of Butler County.
So we grew up in the sticks.
Yeah. So anytime we'd go back out to visit that area that they grew up in, family was still out there and they had some property, we'd say, Dad would always say, we're going out to the sticks, or we're going to Stick City. And we've expanded that into something much more than just something that's unique to us. It was always a place to go to recharge and get away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and to help people to connect and find ways to get people to connect to, and find ways that they personally want to protect our wild places, natural areas, and waterways. So
a lot of the names connect back to nature.
Connect back to all that.
Except this name. This name isn't nature.
Yeah.
Good old Uncle Bob. This is an awesome American lager, but why good old Uncle Bob's?
That was a local dive bar at the time. So we say on the can, celebrate history and community over a fresh cold beer. So it's something that's more along the lines of what maybe would have been served there.
Cool. What are you all drinking?
I'm having Synchro. It's named after the van that Nick is going to go on a baby moon with his wife.
Yeah, we got a Volkswagen Westphalia Synchro, which is the four-wheel drive version. It's got a camper top on it.
What are you having?
This is the four-wheel drive. It's kind of in the theme. It features some Enigma hops and some Strata, and I think Citra as well.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. We've headed east of Mars to the Lernerville Speedway. We're in for a special treat. Tonight is the 1,000th sprint car race.
Tonight we are celebrating the 1,000th sprint car race at Lernerville Speedway. And the cars that you see here behind us with the giant wings on top, open-wheeled cars as they're known, without any fenders like our street cars have. And these open-wheeled sprint cars make about 4 times the horsepower of your street legal vehicle, and at the same time weighs less than 1/3 of what your street car weighs. So it's a lot of horsepower in a very light machine. The wings that we see on top provide an awful lot of aerodynamic downforce, and the wind pushing on those big aluminum wings help to keep these lightweight cars from literally lofting off the ground because of their horsepower. So tonight, with 999 previous sprint car races in the record books, we will celebrate the Lernerville Grand with our 1,000th sprint car event.
How fast do the cars go?
That's a terrific question, and we don't always know the answer to that. Race cars do not have speedometers inside.
Okay.
The reason for that is there's no speed limit on the racetrack. The drivers just want to be going faster than the car directly in front of them. The speedometer is a couple of pounds that aren't necessary to the driver, so they want to leave that out to keep the cars as lightweight as possible.
And then where are we standing right now?
Right now we are in the pit area. This is a restricted area to race teams alone. The spectators will fill our 12,000 seats tonight for this big Lernerville Grand celebration. But here in the Lernerville pit area with 4 divisions of competitors, we usually have upwards of 90 to 100 race teams in here. And looking at that economic impact once again, every one of these teams needs a trailer, a generator to power their air tools, the air compressor, the tools. So trailer manufacturers, trailer repair centers, tool manufacturers, generator repair places, all have a hand in the economy of motorsports.
Make sure to make it out to the Butler County Beer Circuit just north of Pittsburgh. Follow us online, tell us your favorite spots and where you want us to go next. Cheers, PA.
You know, one of the beers that I really appreciate and really love making and drinking would be pale lager, kind of a blend of styles between German pale lager and Czech pale lager. I just love the simplicity of it. The ingredients are very simple. It's very technique and process focused, and the water has to be just right. And when all of that comes together with a little bit of time and patience, you get a really rewarding, complex, dynamic drink.